Hello and welcome to Alchemist Whim. This is Alchemist Jen and welcome to today. Not yesterday, not tomorrow, but today. Time is fun. So today's whim of the day is going to be doing some printmaking. So we were working on bandanas a couple days ago. This is not the one we printed together. I went ahead and grabbed a different one on purpose. I could have had continuity, and it's still within the theme, but I decided I would just mess with it. So yeah, that's the thing I do. Alright, so here, this one has kind of pinky circles on it. You can see all the different quadrants and their actions. So I've got different densities. I did one light on purpose because that first one I did on the other one was really light, and I thought, why not go with it, make it a thing. All of them have different textures already, and so we're gonna look at how they're gonna feel when they have creatures in them, and I'm going to be doing them haphazardly. I'm just kind of making it up as I go. I haven't even chosen the ink colors yet, so I'm thinking something darker than I would imagine. I know it's going to dry a little lighter. This also dried a little lighter than I anticipated. Then it was when it was first inked, I felt like it was much more, still maybe a little translucent or something, but now it's more bold. So I'm pleased with how it worked. And so we'll do some inking and then decide from there if we want to do a border around the circles to make it look more bubbly, or if it's fine just the way it is, and we'll know when we go. So that's the whim of the day. And as I'm sitting here and then my fabric is kind of sliding off my tiny teeny table, I'm definitely feeling the need to make some little resin creatures and put some little felt on the bottom and use them as fabric weights. So I think that in my near future is buying some molding clay, modeling clay, whatever it's called, and making some creatures, sculpting them, and making some molds and having some fun there. So I think that sounds pretty flippin' amazing. So we'll see what happens, see if I can do it. You know, I'm confident I can do it. I don't know how it's gonna turn out yet. Nervous, but I, you know, it's a learning process, so you're gonna be along for that journey. I know, it's something you wanted to do. I can totally tell. All right, so let's get to inking. So I'm thinking kind of purple. Purple sounds kind of interesting on this, so I'm gonna take some fancy red. Now this again is going to be speedball because I have speedball stuff. Speedball, roller, speedball, prayer, speedball, ink, speedball, blocks. Alright, that's what's available and I like it, so why not go from there? I might play with different inks later. As long as they're oil-based like this, it'll work well with fabric, and if it's water-based doesn't, because it will go away. Alright, good amount of red, good amount of blue, and then we'll see what we got, and we'll adjust as we need to. The blue's pretty light. It's not a very deep blue, so we'll see how it feels. The red's pretty light too, though. They're pretty bright colors for what they are. You know, really see what happens here. Roll, roll, roll. Isn't that a great sound? Wet ink. Wet ink is the best. Alright, so we're ending up with kind of a muddy purple. So I think I want to honestly add more blue. So that's what I got so far. I don't know. It's not very mixed. So mix some more. And carefully hold it up to my fabric and see what I think. I think I need it to be bluer. So to the blue, very wet. So we'll see how it rolls from here. Definitely will be having a lot for application first off. But that's good because I haven't inked these at all. And I'm good with them being the same color for each of the small blocks too. Such a great sound. Of course, realizing I didn't bring any paper towels. So if I mess up, it's going to be fun. Alright. Alright, and these have not been tested, so I'm just going risky and just seeing how it's going to go. Okay. Well, my sleeves, that's something I can do to, I don't know, keep clean maybe, if that's the right focus. I'm just going to pull that off. Random thing that I know is going to look weird printed. Now's the time for me to do this instead of like, you know, like before. Now would have made more sense if I had thought about it. I've just gotten to look at it, but at least I'm doing it now instead of later, I suppose. Alright. Inky inky, and it is very dense. Doing all of them. You're like, why is she making that face? I don't know. I don't know how it's going to work out. Alright, so I have a quadrant here, and I'm going for it. Blam. Blam. I'm just putting them in there. No real feel. Just kind of think that looks about interesting. It's just almost interesting. It's facing this way, that's facing that way, this is facing this way. Maybe I'll have this one face that way. And squish, 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 squish. Alright, so I did the brayer. I also just like to give a little hand squish because make sure I got all the little crevices attended to, and then we will take them off. A little messy. That looks so good. And that's good. And they look alright. I got a lot of ink on there, so some of them didn't come out as clean as I would have wanted, but I'm okay with it because they feel like gestures, so that's what we got. And I'm pleased with it. I think it'll be good. You can tell what they are. There you go. So that is printing number 1. We're just going to continue to go around. Why not? Why not Reno? So next up, and actually, I'm just going to do a very light layer because I know I still have plenty of ink on them. I've just got so much ink on my roller. How not to do printmaking. It's fine. It's fine. Alright, and as an artist, I could say, hey, I'm going to just, I do this thing where I consider just keeping everything for myself because I go through those things where I judge what I do, and then I'm like, oh, it's terrible, or, you know, I feel like I forget that I'm really just being experimental and going on the whim of it and, you know, letting things just happen as they happen instead of just kind of feeling like I need to be a perfectionist. It's me fighting myself and what I think I should be doing. So we're just rolling with it. Bam. Bam. Oh, he's cute. Yeah, we good. We good. Be confident, be confident. You got this, you got this. Alright, and I give myself affirmations because why not? You should look out for yourself and take care of yourself. Tell yourself good things. Even if they're silly, and sometimes you need to be silly because life is too serious a lot of the time. Roll away. And let's do the next batch. I like like how because of dear kitty here, I end up with cat fur and everything, so I see a little bit on the block. I don't think it's in the ink, or maybe now it's on the roller, but you know, it's okay. It's part of the process too. Alright, heart there, that way. Unicorn that way. That's in the lighter black. I'm good with it. I'm going with it. Roll on. And you can be that way. And the last little bits, I'm just kind of looking at the general flows that I've got in other ones, so I want to kind of play with having the randomness continue. So making it less, feel like it's less intentional, and playing with it. So yay for lines, yay for color. And we'll see what we think of the finished inking prints and process. Alright, here's that batch. Boink, 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 boink. I hope I'm getting this in view for you to see, and I'm not just hanging fabric that you can't see very well in front of your face, but you know, it does what it does. Don't stress on it. That's what I'm telling myself. Alright, and I've not done a unicorn in the center, so we're going to do one, and it's going to be wow. I'm going to do the most complicated laying of black ever in the history of printmaking. And then I've had that one. I'm okay with duplicates, but I figure I would make it more interesting if I don't repeat all the placements. Hi, kitty. And it's been in there. But I don't think it's been in the corner. Perfect. And I think I've actually made it pretty random. I'm going to put you facing out. I think that would be more interesting. And mer-cow, mer-cow, mer-cow. Yes, kitty. You want to help play? Oh, yeah. He just likes to be social and talk. I appreciate that about Kitty. And we're gonna go, and I'm so indecisive about this last one. I'm just gonna go like that. Made a choice. I could go, that's the worst placement ever, while I'm just being a joker, because it doesn't, none of it really matters. I mean, yes, it does. It feels good, but to have something that's balanced, but ultimately I'm taking the pressure off of myself, but then also the viewer. It doesn't have to match. It doesn't have to fit a certain mold. It can be a little bit chaotic and beautiful at the same time. Alrighty, so there is that one. Cat butt, unicorn, and cow. So here is my first one. What do you guys think? See how it dries? I'll get a good look at it from not like the side like this, and I'll see what I think. See if it needs circle edges or not, but it might be good. I'll make a decision. Anyway, thanks for joining me. That was the lovely whim of the day, some printmaking magic. And so I'll probably continue working on the other two just to wrap them up so they can start drying and decide what to do for the edges. I'm indecisive. Truly indecisive. Anyway, so if you have thoughts and comments, let me know. Maybe it will help me make a decision, and I appreciate that ever so muchly. So today has been a great day. I hope that you have a great rest of that day, however much time is in it, and maybe a good day tomorrow. How about that? We can look ahead. So we'll see what the whim of the day is tomorrow. Have a good one. Toodaloo.